this is not your first Comic-Con. You've been to so many conventions in the past. So what is it like for you to be experiencing Comic-Con, not just this year, but in general? What's that experience like for you?
For me, it's really a special experience because I have been going to conventions since I was like a teenager, and knowing that the opportunity to be on this side of the table
Yeah.
is such an honor. Like, I never imagined I'd get to be a creator. I've always been a consumer.
Yeah.
I grew up going to comic book shops, buying comic books, collecting toys, watching and consuming media. And now I'm somebody who makes stuff that others consume. And I have a lot of just gratitude and a lot of reverence for the whole community of people who show up and are so passionate about stuff that is just really fun.
I love that. What was like the first ever comic or collectible that you had that really inspired you to sort of become a creator?
It's hard to say because there were so many things growing up that I collected and that I loved, but I'm gonna guess probably like early horror comics. When I first started getting my hands at a pretty young age on old comics, Marvel, Apple, Golden Key, DC, I had Creature Commandos, and I loved The Tomb of Dracula, and I loved all the different like indie, monster and horror things, especially like old classic stuff like, House of Secrets and Creepy and Weird Tales, everything that was like, especially anthological horror stuff. I would look at that and I think like, oh, I want to make something like that someday.
You spoke about like being in the horror genre, and you've obviously been acquainted with the horror genre with Late Night with the Devil and with so many other films. What was like the push to like really explore horror, and what other aspects of like that genre or subgenres do you really want to explore in your like future works?
The horror genre is like going to the mall because there's 450 different subgenres and stores inside of horror.
Yeah.
So I love playing with everything from possession horror, body horror, found footage. I love slashers. I love paranormal and supernatural. I really love science fiction horror. I think cosmic horror is such a wonderful and often unexplored space. I want to see more horror brought into the superhero space. I want to see more horror brought into the drama space. I like indie dramas. I think they're such a great way to, focus on performance and acting. It's what I love about movies like Creep Tapes and Creep. Well, the TV show Creep Tapes, but Creep, the movies, because there are these wonderful, beautiful, elegant, independent films that are focused on performance. And I think that's a way to get the audience like really engaged and believing the circumstances of the story, and then you wallop them with horrifying elements. It's like so fun.
Have you ever like read Deceased? Because that comic run with like DC superheroes turning into like zombies has been one of the most inspirational runs in comic history. Have you ever gotten any inspiration for that when it comes to like your ideas?
Both Deceased and Marvel Zombies, I found really inspiring because of my love for superheroes and my love for characters both in the DC and Marvel universes, and seeing them straight up, thrust into the plots of like classic horror. It's pretty great. Like George Romero, meets Stan Lee. It's like, what a dream.
And I'm so mad that they didn't bring back Kurt for the Marvel Zombie show. Like,
I know, the Marvel Zombie show is so cool, and I got to be Kurt in the What If Marvel Zombies, and now that they're doing the full Marvel Zombies, I was like, guys, I can't believe Kurt's not in there. What the heck?
Yeah, I mean...
Or Veb.
Exactly.
Veb knows how to communicate with zombies.
I mean, he could literally just talk his way out of a zombie situation.
Yeah, zombies wouldn't even be interested in him because he doesn't have a brain.
Yeah.
He has no holes and no brain.
Definitely. And you also play like so many other like comic characters. You play like Calendar Man, Polka Dot Man. I can even like you would call like being in the Flash in that Justice League versus Ruby movie. Is there like any other like Marvel or DC or just general comic character that you really, really want to voice or like play in your
No, you know what I mean all of them. There's so many characters. It's like it's crazy list. If you could probably tell me there's any character in Marvel's DC, Dark Horse, Image universes, I would jump at all of them. And I just love the idea. I write and create my own comics, and I write and create graphic novels. So I get excited now sometimes when I'm writing and working on a book or a character. Like I've got my new book Through that's coming out from Z2, and I think about like, would this be something that might be adapted into like a movie at some point, and like what would these characters look like brought to real life, and what actors would be good in their place. With Knights versus Samurai, the series I do with Image, I often think about like what a cool series this would be, and who would be, the right person to play Charles Ward, or like who would play, Sadao Musashi. Like, I don't know. I love it.
I know there's like so many different like comics publishers that you've worked with over like the past few years. And speaking about on your work in comics, what can we sort of like expect within those worlds? Like, are you coming up with like more ideas? Are you coming up with like more
So
features?
Through is now available. You can order it right now at Z2. Please go and seek out this book. I'm so proud of it. Kat Staggs, who's an incredible artist, done a lot of work at DC. She did all my interiors, and she's brilliant. David Mack did the cover. We've got the regular edition of the book, and there's also a special deluxe version that has like a really cool slipcover and like all these really neat additions that I got to be a part of helping create. But the story, to me, at the end of the day, is one that dives into stuff that makes life so challenging and hard and complex and complicated through the lens of the world that I was inspired creating from my fandom of people like Guillermo del Toro, people like Frank L. Baum, people like Lewis Carroll, filmmakers like David Cronenberg. So please check that out Through. And then I'm still working on Knights versus Samurai with Image. I just finished my run of Creature Commandos at DC, and I hope to do more of those. I've got a new Venom story coming out in the Venom Black, White, and Red. Philip Tan did the art on that. It's gorgeous. I have a series coming out next year with my partner, Leah Kilpatrick. We wrote and created a series called The Accessories. We also have another project in the works that has not been announced, but it will be soon. It's an ongoing series that is a monster series like you've never seen before. I'm really excited about that. And then I'm excited at some point to get back into more Count Crowley, my Dark Horse series that I've been doing. So hopefully you guys who are fans of Jerry Bartman and the Count Crowley legacy will get to see more of her soon.
I absolutely love that. And in sort of the series side of things, I just came out of the One Piece panel.
How was it?
It was really cool.
Was it One Piece for the live action animation?
Cool. And they're about to come out with like the English dub of upcoming episodes next month. But you're coming into the live action series as Mr. 3. Yes, Mr. 3. And what was it like being in that sort of wacky pirate world and getting to like interact with Iñaki and like the entire cast?
Look, there's a straw hat right there. One Piece it's magnificent. Oda's world building is so special. The people who are a part of making One Piece are so special. I love them. And I think it's one of those rare exceptions to the rule that live action can work when you're adapting anime and manga into that space. You just have to really honor the source material. You also have to be willing and unafraid to lean into what makes the anime and the manga work, which is sometimes it's wackiness. It is pretty wacky.
Yeah.
And the One Piece live action is very wacky. But our season is going to do stuff that they didn't do in the first season. And by the nature of the storytelling from the original source material, it's pretty dark. Like what Mr. 3 does in Little Garden is it's pretty horrifying. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Have you ever? I know you've read like the manga too, to like sort of get into that mind space of Mr. Three. Without giving like any spoilers away, were there any like moments from reading the manga about Mr. Three that just really inspired your performance in the live action series?
There's so much. He is, such a strange, beautiful, horrifying character, and he reminds me a lot of somebody you'd find in like Alice Through the Looking Glass,
Oh.
or maybe even in like a C.S. Lewis story. And so when I was bringing him to life, I looked at the anime, I looked at the subs and the dubs. I wanted to get inspired by the way that he's already been implanted in fans' minds, but then I wanted to bring David to him. And I just found his power so interesting, and I also am a big Candle fan in real life. So I was like, this is fitting for me. I love candles.
All right. Well, I gotta see, David. It's been a wonderful time talking with you.
Thank you
so
so
much
much
for everything, and really hope you have a great time at Comic-Con again.
Thank you.
So much. Nice to meet you again.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.